The International Olympic Committee dropped the hammer. They condemned chromosome tests performed on two female boxers, Imane Khelif and Lin Yuting. These tests, ordered by the International Boxing Association, were meant to verify the athlete's gender. The IOC called them illegitimate, not exactly a ringing endorsement. Why the strong language? The IOC argues these tests are scientifically shaky and ethically dubious. Worse, they say the IBA violated the athlete's privacy by making their medical information public. Not cool, IBA, not cool. This dust-up shines a light on a much bigger issue. How do we handle gender verification in sports? It's a question that's been bouncing around for years with no easy answers. The IOC's actions are a clear message. They're not messing around. They're standing up for athletes and for a more inclusive vision of sport. But this is just one battle in a much larger war. Let's break this down. The IOC has some major beef with the science behind these chromosome tests. They argue that using chromosomes to determine someone's gender is overly simplistic. Gender is complex, folks. It's not just about X's and Y's. Then there's the ethical quagmire. The IOC is adamant that athletes deserve to have their privacy respected. Leaking an athlete's medical information without their consent is a big no-no. It undermines trust and creates a chilling effect. Who wants to compete if they're worried their personal information will be splashed across the headlines? The IBA, for their part, claims they're just trying to ensure a level playing field. But are they though, or are they clinging to outdated ideas about gender and using science to justify discrimination? This latest controversy is just another chapter in the ongoing saga of the IOC and the IBA. These two organizations have been on the outs for a while now. Think squabbling siblings who can't agree on what to have for dinner, except the stakes are way higher. The IOC has repeatedly raised concerns about the IBA's governance. They've called out the IBA's lack of transparency, questionable financial dealings, and judging scandals. It's not a good look. In 2019, the IOC revoked the IBA's official recognition. That's a big deal. It means the IBA lost a lot of power and influence within the Olympic movement. But the IBA hasn't gone down without a fight. They've been pushing back against the IOC at every turn, and this latest incident is just another jab in their ongoing brawl. Section 4. Who decides who plays? The IOC's stance on gender is pretty clear. They rely on legal documents and lived experiences. If an athlete's passport says they're female, they're in. They also recognize that gender is fluid and complex, and they're open to evolving their policies as science advances. But this case has thrown a wrench into things. It's forced us to ask, who gets to decide who competes as a woman? Is it as simple as checking a passport, or are there other factors at play? This isn't just about two boxers. It's about all athletes who are challenging gender norms. It's about creating a sporting landscape where everyone feels welcome and respected, regardless of their gender identity. Section 5. Where do we go from here? The IOC has made its position clear, but the fight for inclusion in sports is far from over. This case has sparked a global conversation about gender, fairness, and the very nature of sport itself. There are no easy answers, but one thing is certain: we need to keep talking. The IOC needs to continue listening to athletes, engaging with experts, and evolving its policies to reflect the complexities of gender. We need to move away from simplistic, binary thinking and embrace a more nuanced understanding of what it means to be human. At the end of the day, sport should be about pushing boundaries, celebrating human potential, and bringing people together. Let's make sure it stays that way.